Hello, welcome back. Women's State of Origin Game 2 review. I'm leaving this one a little bit late. The third game is tomorrow, Thursday, the 29th of June. They kick off at 7:45. I believe they're playing in Newcastle at McDonald Jones Stadium, but we're going to get into Game 2 before we discuss any changes or any comments on the last game. So in terms of the squad, there were no changes to either team in Game 2, other than the extended bench, including Bridie Parker in the New South Wales squad. In terms of my predictions, I had New South Wales to win. I can't remember exactly the score that I predicted, but if you check the New South Wales short that I made on YouTube, you'll see the details for that there. But I do remember sticking with Jamie Chapman for an anytime try scorer. Thankfully, Chapo came in with the goods. So congrats to her and congrats to the New South Wales team on a convincing win. I believe the score was 26-6. Blues led 12-6 at halftime, despite Queensland being the first team to score. So in terms of, I guess, Queensland's tries, they only had the one in the first half very early on. Personally, I didn't think it should have been a try. I thought that Liv Koenig had intentions to ground the ball. Even if she didn't have intentions to ground it, I still believe she had downward pressure on the ball in the field not in the field of play, in the try line. So, yeah, I don't understand the ruling there. But again, thankfully, we were lucky enough to come away with the win there. But when watching it live, I was quite confused, and still even kind of watching the replays, I didn't think it was a try. I believe it should have been grounded. If it was the other way around and it was in a scoring situation, if she had downward pressure on the ball and it touched a single blade of grass in the try line, beyond the try line, it would have been a try. So I don't see how it's any different in your own try line. I guess in terms of the New South Wales tries, Liv Koenig had an absolute blinder and very much deserved player of the match. She had 2 tries, 236 run meters and 35 tackles. I believe she played the entire game in the middle at lock, and she also had a try assist for Mima's try in the middle as well. So one was a bit of a crash over play. The other one, she ran from about 30 to 40 meters out, poked her nose through the line with a bit of space, running a 2 shape, and then beat Tamika Upton at the back and managed to score under the post twice. And then her try assist with Mima was again that 2's play. She hit short with Mima, running straight through the gap, and again she was able to beat the fullback and score next to the post, which was unreal. I remember we were behind the Queensland line, so I was at the game, and we were in camp for the New South Wales Origin university team. And so we were lucky enough to get tickets to go to the game as a squad. And yeah, we were sitting behind the Queensland's try line in the first half, so we got to watch all of those tries up close. And again, if you go watch that New South Wales video that I posted, you'll see me absolutely losing my mind when they scored. Absolutely love when forwards get over, and particularly in Origin, and I guess in that fashion as well, beating the fullback as well is even better. So well done to Liv, definitely deserved player of the match of that game. And then congrats, obviously, to Mima as well for the try. Both wingers had a try each, so Jamie Frassard and Chapo. And then, as I said, Tamika scoring, I didn't think it was, a great try. 6 points is 6 points, so it is what it is. But I definitely thought the ball was grounded, despite the bunker saying there was no intention to ground it, because I think that kind of leaves some grey area for interpreting intention in high tackles and things like that. Obviously, most people don't intend to give away penalties or anything like that, so I think that's kind of a poor way of wording it. Regardless, I also thought that Kezzy had a blinder of a game and had another big game, playing big minutes in second row, and had definitely had some really damaging carries, particularly coming out of yardage or towards the middle of the field. And then when they were in good ball, ran really good lines as always, and then was able to find her front and get some quick play the balls, which definitely helped the attack of New South Wales. I guess kind of leading on to that, we were able to get quite a few repeat sets, which was really good, and I definitely think Jessie Southwell had a really, really good game as well. She was swinging both sides and seemed to have a lot better control over the team and had really good fifth tackle options, which obviously built a lot of pressure and was able to force some errors coming out of yardies for Queensland, which was really, really good. And I guess, again, on the back of that, New South Wales had really aggressive defence at all stages of the game and at all field positions. So, as I said, it was able to force some errors and force, I guess, some early kicks and just, I guess, get the ball in good field position, even if they did make it to fifth tackle and put a kick away. One thing I did want to highlight in terms of the game and effort areas and defence was the repeat set that New South Wales got with about 10 minutes to go. They're already winning 26-6. The game is almost in the bag, and they were still able to get a repeat set after Keely Davis's kick from hooker from around 40 out, put it in the right corner, and there were a lot of Blues jersey in the frame that was able to keep. I don't know if it was Robinson or Tamika Upton in goal for a repeat set, but it was one of the outside backs for Queensland on that left edge, and yeah, it was absolutely unreal to see. I guess the effort with 10 minutes to go, considering the score and I guess how the game had unfolded. But that's, I guess, a testament to all of the Blues girls and the, I guess, staff for instilling that. We had a couple of injuries in the New South Wales squad. So we had Chapo, who was unable to finish the game due to some severe cramps. I remember kind of watching her in the back play, and she was down for what seemed like forever. I think it was, close to 2 full sets for each team. So, 4 or 5 minutes down on the ground. Pickle Juice, the physios were, trying to stretch her out and just wasn't able to get her back up. So took her off. And then also Surges, I believe, is in doubt for game 3 due to a neck injury that she sustained in the first half. I believe it was a crusher, but I haven't seen too much information on that. But we'll keep my ears and eyes posted. Obviously, in terms of, I guess, the weather, it was torrential rain the entire time. So very, very surprised by the quality of the game because of the weather. Again, obviously it's not an excuse, but it's definitely a consideration, and there definitely weren't as many drop balls as I was expecting. I will check some stats here. Blues had a very high completion rate. The stats here are 78% completion rate. So they completed 33 out of 42 sets, and they had 58% possession, which was, I guess, again, super impressive considering the conditions. They also had 4 offloads and 5 forced dropouts, with Queensland to 0. So again, yeah, super impressive game for Blues. They also had a tackle efficiency of 94.72, which is, again, super impressive in terms of the percentage of attacking plays that New South Wales had. Makes a lot of sense as to why, I guess, Queensland was so fatigued and were so unable to compete, I guess. They made 334 tackles compared to New South Wales 251. They also had 46 missed tackles compared to New South Wales 10. So if that's not, I guess, an indication of, I guess, their game, I don't know what is. But again, not saying that Queensland played poorly, because I don't think that they did. I just think New South Wales played really, really, really well. And so, yeah, it was surprising considering the drop balls and the errors that were made during the game, considering how bad the weather was. It was nice to finally bring the trophy back home to New South Wales and hopefully get the first ever full sweep in the women's game. As I said, I was at the game in the New South Wales University camp with the rest of the team, and it was an amazing atmosphere. Despite the awful weather, I believe there was about 16,000 people, or just over 16,000 people at the game. And hopefully Newcastle is able to get an awesome fan base there as well. I also wanted to mention quickly the niggle between Kennedy and Lenarduzzi just before halftime, which was awesome to see in Origin. I mean, any game in general. I couldn't have picked, I guess, probably 2 more feisty people to have gotten in a bit of a scruff, but Lenarduzzi was not having a bar of Kennedy's celebration of the knock-on just in front of the try line. As I said, it was just before halftime, so that kind of was probably a pivotal point in the game. Queensland could have easily gone in 12-all if they had scored that set, so I definitely think that kind of set a precedent going into the second half that they were not going to give up so easily and not let Queensland walk all over them. And again, I mean, just for a bit of entertainment's sake, love a bit of niggle. In terms of the squads, as I said, there were no changes. So we had Abby at fullback, Tamika for Queensland was captain, Chapo and Julia Robinson in the 2, Surges and Shanae Sozolka in 3, Isabel Kelly captain for New South Wales, and Rory Owen again for Queensland in the centres, Jamie Fassard and Jasmine Peters in the 5, Tiana Penatani-Gray and Taryn Aiken in the 6. Tiana Penatani ended up kind of going to centre in the second half because Surges wasn't able to continue, and they would put Jocelyn Kelleher in the 6 jersey, which worked out well having her on the bench. Southwell at 7, obviously Ali at 7 as well. Mima and Mackenzie Wheel at 8, Keely Davis at 9, and Lauren Brown. Ellie Johnson, Jessica Ellison at prop, Kezi and Sienna at second row, Yasmin and Romy Teitzel at second row again, and then our locks, Liv Koenig and Keely Joseph, Jocelyn Kelleher and Jada Ferguson at 14, Kennedy Charrington and Sophie Hollyman at 15, Salah and Chelsea Lenarduzzi at 16, and then Emma Barron and Tavana at 17. And then we had Shaylee Bent at 18th man and Hayley Maddock as 18th man for Queensland. So, as I said, no changes, but good to see some consistency in the squad as well. Thankfully, no serious injuries, I don't think. I'm hoping that, Surges is obviously well and is recovering from that neck injury. But I need to have a look at the squad for Game 3 to confirm whether she's in or out. But again, super proud of New South Wales. Absolutely loving the performance in the first 2 games. And as I said, hopefully we can get a full sweep winning Game 3 tomorrow night, 7:45 kickoff. Make sure you're watching live. And if you're in Newcastle, make sure you get to the game at McDonald Jones Stadium. See you guys after Game 3. Up the Blues.